This pit may not look like much, but it is replenishing the most vital resource California has.
It's never been more challenging to be a farmer in California than the last 5 years.
Challenges forcing new solutions. Here, after years of planning, channels now funnel rainwater into the basin, allowing it to sit and sink back into the groundwater table.
This recharge basin is basically supplying the irrigation that we need to farm this ranch sustainably.
That means this farm now puts back almost as much water as it pumps out of the ground and receives some money from the local government for doing it. It's estimated 94 trillion liters of water has fallen over California in recent weeks. Millions of people remain under flood watches, yet much of that water has just returned to the ocean. A month ago, the majority of the state that exports $3.8 billion of fruits and vegetables to Canada was in severe to exceptional drought. Things have gotten better, but the vast majority of the state remains in drought, with government officials saying they are focusing on better conservation and new ways to hang on to water. Folsom Lake behind me is one of a handful of reservoirs in California that are using improvements in weather forecasting technology to save more water. Most reservoirs in California aren't allowed to be more than 60% full to leave room for possible storms and prevent flooding further downstream. But those storms don't always come, but that water gets released anyways. Better storm tracking is allowing them to hold on to more longer.
I think it's always been complicated. It's adding new complications.
Experts say California has always cycled between droughts and floods, but climate change is making each one more extreme, and new efforts might not be enough.
We might see a 10%, 15% reduction in irrigated land, probably on the order of 500,000 to 1 million acres less of irrigated farmland.
Something the state is already considering.
We want to make sure that we're doing that in a way that manages the transition of land. Fallowing creates dust and air pollution challenges.
This farmer says they are working to meet the world's food demands, and while the basin has worked, it has also proven more expensive than they anticipated.
If we can't generate enough revenue and people can't pay enough for these products, business won't survive. I'm hopeful that, that day will never come.
Susie, you're just next to the Sacramento River tonight, a key part of the state's water system, important in helping deal with these storms. And what's the situation there tonight?
Well, the water you see behind me is spilling over the Sacramento River. This area here behind me has been dry for the last 3 years, but heavy rain continue to fall. You probably can't see, but there is a dark band of clouds, almost pitch black. They are still dropping heavy rain. That is going to continue through Monday. There are still flood watches and warnings in places like San Francisco. They say there may be clearing later this week. It would be the first time since Christmas that the state could see 2 days without rain. Ian?
Susanna De Silva in Sacramento, California. Thanks.